APT.
They say when your appliances start wearing out, go to Rex TV and Appliance and save a big bucks on these stuff. I'll say any real handyman don't gotta spend a dime. Like this microwave oven had a bad door, I took some parts from old screen door and works like a charm.
Now at Rex, this sharp carousel microwave oven with touch controls and express defrost is now only $89.
Better yet, go Rex. Don't try this at home.
In America, if you want to go someplace, just go. See the grandparents? Take off. Drive cross country? Go right ahead. And during the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event, roaming America's more affordable. Now you can get 2.9 APR financing or a great smart lease on Chevy Malibu, the car you knew America could build. Check out great offers on other 98 Chevy cars and trucks, too. Get to the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event now.
Especially since you can make no payments till 1998. Only at your Central Mississippi Chevrolet dealers. Now, 16 WAPT Sports with Brett Mullers.
Good evening. For nearly a century now, Mississippi State and Ole Miss have battled on the football field. What's left to say about this rivalry except this year, both teams needed to win to realistically receive a bowl berth. Like a year ago, the field was wet, and we all remember State won that contest 17-0, but this beginning resembled more of 1990 when things got ugly before the coin flip here in Jackson. Order was restored and no one was ejected in this passionate rivalry. The Rebels take out their frustrations on their opening possession. Ole Miss goes 71 yards on 13 plays. Stuart Patridge finds Andre Roan wide open, 35 yards, 7-0 Ole Miss. In the second quarter, Rob Morgan replaced an ineffective Matt White at quarterback for State, and on his first drive, he'll give the ball off to Dennis McKinley. He will bust it loose straight up the gut. 19 yards, he's down inside the 5-yard line. 2 plays later, Morgan will go to work. He'll roll out and hit John Jennings, this for the tying touchdown. They were all even at the break, game tied 7-7. Third quarter, Rob Morgan does it again. He'll roll out and hit Nakia Greer, who goes out of bounds down at the 2-yard line. And on the very next play, J.J. Johnson, the big man, over the top to give State a 14-7 lead. It would stay that way until late in the fourth quarter when Ole Miss makes one of its biggest plays. On second down and 23, Patridge connects with Roan, who makes a clutch grab, good for 29 yards and the first down. The Rebels work the ball to the 11-yard line. From there, Patridge has Roan all alone for the score. Ole Miss trailed by 1. Tommy Tuberville called a timeout, and he would decide to go for 2 in the win. Ole Miss will go for the 2-point conversion, and on that attempt, Patridge dumps it over the middle to Corey Peterson, and in dramatic fashion, the Rebels take a 15-14 lead, but it's not over. State did have one last gasp in this game. Matt White came back in at quarterback, but he hangs up the out pattern just a little bit too long as it's picked off by Timothy Strickland, and that preserves the victory. Ole Miss gets it in dramatic fashion. 15-14 is the final score. Both teams finished the season with identical records, 7-4 on the year, 4-4 in league play. The trophy, though, will go to Oxford, and afterwards, Jackie Sherrill will try to explain what happened.
You know, we had plenty of opportunities to stop them at the last, and they made the plays. They made some big plays. Probably the biggest play of the game was second 29 on second down when they threw the seam route down the field, and they made the big play there.
Good rivalry, good football game. Now, Jackson State didn't win the SWAC championships this season, but the Tigers did earn another trip to the 1AA playoffs. JSU made its 12th postseason appearance today at Western Illinois. Neither team has ever won a playoff game, so something had to give today. Carlos Knight powers in from the 1-yard line, and that would tie this game at 7. JSU led 10-7 when Mark Washington has the ball slipped right out of his hand, and it's returned for a touchdown by the Leathernecks of all people. The Leathernecks. It's a 14-10 advantage for Western Illinois. Later, Destry Wright, though, goes in from 11 yards out, and JSU goes back in front. It's 17-14. And when Braylon Pratt drops and hits Ronnie Webb on the 6-yard touchdown pass, JSU had a 24-14 lead. But the Leathernecks do come back behind Aaron Stecker. He takes in the winning touchdown from 15 yards out with just 37 seconds left. The man rushed for 244 yards on the day, and that will seal JSU's fate as Western Illinois ends the Tigers season. 31-24 is today's final, and Jackson State finishes a nice year with a 9-3 record.
Our grasp, we just let it slip away from them. Those things happen sometimes, and I don't think it was that our players didn't want to win. I think it gave us a great effort all year. It's been a good ride for us.
But indeed it has. Now, Grambling's legendary coach Eddie Robinson walked the sideline for the last time today. Coach Rob had his back against the wall as his Tigers took on Southern in the Bayou Classic, but a win would send the Legend outright after 57 years and give Jackson State, of all people, a share of the SWAC championship. However, Marcus Jacoby throws the touchdown pass from 16 yards, and Southern's on the board first. But Grambling's lone highlight came when Mike Kornblaw lets one fly. Silas Payne beats his man. He'll take it in for the score, but this one was about it for Rob's bunch as Jacoby throws another touchdown pass. Southern wins this ball game 30-7, the final score. So Grambling finishes the Legends last season with a 3-8 mark, but we all know the 78-year-old goes out a winner no matter what you say, because no one will ever touch his 400 career victories. Now, after the Egg Bowl ended, fans took a break and then filed into the hump. The 5-1 Duncan Dogs played host to Northwestern Louisiana. The Demons stand just 2-1 coming into this game on the young season. First half, that's Dietrich White hitting the three from the wing. The State's on the board first, but then State will come back down the floor, and it's White again. About the same spot. He had 17 points. State had too much size inside. How about the big train? Horatio Webster free for the deuce. He had 20 points to lead the way for the Dogs. And when State did miss a shot, there's Tang Hamilton, the Lanier grad, to clean up things on the glass. Will tap in the rebound, and the Dogs improved to 6-1 on the season with the 84-73 win. And there you see Southern Miss has just beaten Jackson State by a final score of 44-40. A low-scoring game, considering two teams with a lot of athleticism, especially Jackson State.
Hey, I understand some coaches got the axe today.
That's true. The college football carousel has already started. Danny Ford of Arkansas was let go today, along with John Makovit from Texas. Makovit goes out and wins the Big 12 Conference Championship game last year over Nebraska. They call him a genius. He goes to the Bowl Alliance, and today he's out of work 1 year later.
And I'll agree with you. Coach Rob will always be the legend.
408 wins. You know, I had a chance to cover him for 5 years when I worked in Monroe, and you will not find a classier act. But then I don't think you need me to tell you that. His record speaks for itself.
All right. Thanks a lot, Brad.
Sure.
Still ahead, a final look at weather. Stay with us.